The yawn ended before I started the show. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's always a good sign of a quality
Good.
program.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm all right. How you doing?
You know. So, the world's still going on, even though
For
I'm
now.
not sure it deserves to anymore.
Oh, give it a little bit. We'll talk about
Eh,
Russia a little later.
oh man, there's so many things going on that are just stupid. We'll get to the headline in just a little bit with more of the clout chasing nonsense. And I don't necessarily say clout chasing is a bad thing, Jack,
In
but
this case, I will.
I just wish people would be honest about it.
Oh my God. Did you hear? 31 seconds ago, Monkey went live. I got a notification just now.
Nice. Notifications don't normally go out, which is weird.
I know. I'm scared too.
Oh man. And now I've started yawning, so that'll be a good thing.
Yeah, this will work out great.
Hey, Jack, you know I have a cat.
I
Miss
have
Phoebe.
heard such things.
Yes, this cat, I told you she likes to ride on my shoulder. Well, it's actually become something of an obsession of hers.
But
Tonight,
that will backfire if she gets fatter.
I don't know if she can get much fatter without popping.
Hmm.
I went to walk up the stairs and I made it about 3 steps up, and the cat comes barreling down the stairs, stands sideways, blocking my ability to go up any higher until I picked her up. She's
Huh.
yeah, yeah. Um it's a good thing she's cute, because otherwise it'd be like, cat, you're gonna live outside from now on. I don't think she understands the danger she's putting herself in by having me carry her upstairs. That's
Yeah, she might not quite have grasped the connection there.
yeah, I mean, she's seen me fall. You'd think she would run anytime I get on the stairs in case my fat ass fell on her.
Yeah, the cats never seem to think that to the last minute, and then it's immediate panic time.
Luckily, they escape quickly.
Well,
Tonight,
they have several lives, so
Lady Monkey was in the bathroom washing her face, getting ready for bed, and then she goes, "What just happened?" Like, what? She goes, "Is the cat magical?" Apparently, Phoebe had
yes,
been like right next to her and then disappeared, and she was way down at the end of the hall. I'm like, honey, it's not magic. It's just they don't abide by the laws of nature. They're
yeah,
cats.
yeah. Charlie's a genius on that one.
She exactly, yeah. She found a wormhole. Cats have wormholes. I'm
Oh yeah, yeah. They
positive.
could create them.
Yeah, it's not that they like bend their body or anything. No. They can create wormholes.
Well, they can fold themselves under doors. I think.
You ever seen one like crawl into a vase and it looks like they're stuck and then they just pop out like nothing happened?
Yeah, yeah, because they're sneaky little ninjas.
Well, I've heard, and I don't know this is absolutely true, but if a cat can get its head in there, it can get its body in.
Yeah, getting back out may not always happen, but they can get in there.
Not always true. Yeah, we just the other day, Jackie, we had an issue where Phoebe got herself stuck. Lady Monkey did some rearranging upstairs, and Phoebe was checking it out, and she got herself stuck because there wasn't enough room for her to jump up. If she could have jumped, she could have got out.
Yeah.
But she couldn't turn around at all. And so Lady Monkey saves her. And what did she do? She went right back in there.
Oh, well.
Why do we put up with cats?
We're their slaves. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's that cat disease.
Cats
Cats infect us. Yeah.
With them being adorable. Let me grab a couple things real quick because there were
please.
a couple donos that I missed a few days ago from when I wasn't on the show. And one was from Johnny Hellcat, who said, catching up on MITAM on Rumble. 6 months for the jean jacket trend. Here in Montana, we just found this thing called a Rubik's Cube. Maybe one of these days you guys can catch up with us. Yeah, well, the trends are, like that.
Rubik's Cube, that sounds futuristic.
I'm scared of it. Sounds like an alien device. Or it might be a Hellraiser puzzle box. Also, Evolved Potato, thank you for that. It said, what I don't understand about the copyright system is why it takes the video down, then you have to defend it instead of them reporting it, and it stays up until it's resolved. Seems like guilty until proven innocent system. It is. It absolutely is. It's always guilt until innocence proven. Did you get quiet? That's him?
No, yeah, sorry. When it comes to the DMCA thing, I mean that is how the law is written, though, that it has to come down. I understand what they should do is kind of what they do with the copyright claim thing rather than the strike.
Yeah.
Where it's like we'll just hold this, and then if it does get cut down, you'll get all of it anyway. For the most part, these days, it's not that bad. It's not like years ago on YouTube where people were throwing actual strikes all the time.
Yeah.
These days, most people are happy to just, take the money from you, which is fine with me in most cases.
Speaking of that relates to the next one, which he followed up with. Last one was supposed to be to Monkey, but I fucked up. Keep the money. Thanks, Evolved. I wasn't on that episode, so I don't think. I don't know. Monkey, check your Streamlabs according to Frosted.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to be done.
Lastly, before tonight's show, 9 hours ago, thank you, Mischievously Inanimate, who sent me a link to a TikToker that we might look at later. You seem to enjoy the occasional TikTok cringe, so here's an offering. And well, if you don't, enjoy a pack of ramen on me anyway. Thanks, Mischievous. Appreciate it. Sorry I missed those, you guys. I don't know why I didn't see those earlier, but I apologize for that.
Frosted Glass, thank you. Someone having you carry them up the stairs is like getting a tour of LA from Rodney King. Yeah. Or Reginald Denny.
Yeah.
I don't understand her fascination with it, but she does love it, and then she insists on being just held. She does not like to sit down because that would be too easy on Dad, so I got to stand up and hold this cat. I'm much bigger than she is. I provide her with food. She's basically at my mercy. How did I become her bitch?
She looked at you with her adorable little symmetrical face and was like, meow, and you're like, I will do anything for you.
Dude, when I come out of my room and she actually meows, because I've told you she's not a very talkative cat. She's very quiet. But when she does her little meow and I talk to her and she talks back, it's just the cutest damn thing. It's like, okay, whatever you need, I'll carry you upstairs.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm a pushover. Can't help it.
Today's Will's birthday.
Will, this is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Will Forge.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Will. Hope you have a good one. Says, I know it's your Wednesday show. No, sir. This is our Thursday show. Remember, it's in the morning, so most people watch this. They'll watch it here in, 6 to 8 hours?
Something like that,
yeah. This is our Thursday show. It's the right day. But happy birthday, sir. Hope you have a great one. Really, really do.
Yeah, enjoy your birthday.
Let's just get into this stupid nonsense. We've mentioned many times on this show about how Jeremy, the quartering, likes to start fights just to get a little dust kicked up so people will come check him out. And then he tries to quash it and then move on. And then in a couple months, he'll do the same thing again. And last time we talked about this regarding him, it was him and Matt Walsh, and they're at it again, Jack.
It must be love.
Must be love. I almost, on the thumbnail, put young love, but neither of them are really that young.
No.
Yeah.
Middle-aged love, maybe. It's like a slap fight between two people that should know better.
Well, in this case, see, the argument itself, I think, is a worthy argument to have. Because it's about video games and whether or not they not cause violence. That is not what Matt Walsh suggested. But what bothers me about this is the stuff people are responding to, and Jeremy as well, is from way back in March.
Yeah.
And we're into May, and suddenly this thing became a big thing because reasons. I don't know. And so Jeremy being Jeremy saw, ooh, there's stuff going on with Matt. I'm going to jump in on this and get my little toes wet and see if I can't get a little more clout on this and bore people to sleep every day.
Yeah, he just likes to stick his foot in the water and be like, there's sharks in there, and then run away.
So what Matt Walsh, do I have his actual tweet? I don't know if I do. But what he was getting at is not that, and he even says this, there's much longer to this. Not that video games will make you violent, but that it will desensitize you to violence, and that I'm trying to remember the exact wording. That playing games like say something like Dark Souls, right? Where you're killing people constantly, like you're getting a joy out of killing people, even if they are fake, and it's a dark place, and what you should be doing is actually spending your time in the light. It's a little
Jesus-y.
yeah, definitely. It's very Jesus-y, and I don't necessarily I understand the part about if you are spending all of your time doing it, because he does go into that too. He says at one point, it's just another screen entertainment, and the screen demands your time, and the screen will get your time.
Idolatry. Oh, wait, got ahead of you. Sorry.
In that respect, is he wrong? If you don't make limits for yourself, like, hey, I'm only going to play this for a couple hours. You see people who do that, it just becomes all they do all day, every day. They don't go outside. And when you're talking about kids not going outside, and you're like, how come these kids can't relate to anybody? Because they never learned to. All of their friends are fake online,
Yeah,
and
well,
in
we've
video
all
games.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's a discussion to be had there, but to my thinking, that is parents. Hey, parents, you need to pay more attention to what your kids are doing. You need to set limits for your kids. Be
That's
like, hey, you're not playing video games all day today. Go outside and play. You know what I mean?
yeah, that sounds like a lot of work though, actually parenting. Ugh,
Oh yeah, it's so much
gross.
easier to let them turn on that Xbox babysitter. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is. He's being quiet. I'm not going to go cause any problems.
Yeah. He'll stay up there while mommy drinks a special wine from a box.
Eagle says, but I thought school was supposed to socialize kids. Well, it's as much as they get these days. A lot of them, that school is literally their only socialization.
Yeah, well, they don't go out, they don't do anything. I
Yeah.
mean, when was the last time you saw kids at a playground that were over 5?
Every so often I'll see people bring their kids up to parks, but they're almost you're right. They're almost always like 5 or under. I don't know. I was raised by Xbox and turned out Xbox. Look, I am 100% in favor of video games. You guys know that. This show is at the time frame it is, Jack, because I was watching the devs from 7 Days to Die. They had another dev log tonight.
Ugh. Okay.
And so I like games. But like with anything, cake is good, Jack, but you shouldn't eat cake all the time and only cake.
Quitter talk. Look, just because Ben Franklin was like all things in moderation while he was plowing his way through half the elites over in France, um, he's not wrong. He's just wrong in an annoying way. He's just right in an annoying way.
Well, moderation can mean different things too. Like if
Yeah.
if a new game comes out, excuse me, and that first day you play 8 hours of it, and then the next day it's just 2 hours. The rest of the week, you went a little hog wild for that one day, but it was just that one day, and the rest of the week you were normal.
Yeah, but that's still moderation because you're
Yeah,
not obsessively doing just that one thing.
it's like
Uh
Thanksgiving. You don't always eat like it's Thanksgiving.
um
Well, you might, but normal people.
I was gonna say there's a buffet near me. Yeah, I mean Matt Walsh is just a bit of a gotta use different words other than Jesus freak.
He's a
He's so
Christian
yeah, he's really hardcore
fundamentalist. Yeah,
Christian.
yeah.
So I understand why he's saying like tying it back to the Lord, but his
The
point
light,
isn't
the light
entirely
is what he said.
yeah, well, you know what he's talking about. That's it's like when let's have fellowship. No, you don't want to go through a ring in a mountain. You want to talk about Jesus. I've fallen for that one too many times.
Well, the other thing, I mean, he doesn't take into account is why, yes, there are a lot of violent video games out there. There's people, and I guess you could say football is violent, but there's people who their video game play is all Madden or FIFA or Major League Baseball. Not everybody who plays video games is out there shooting up towns.
No, and I don't think he meant that in any way because there's people that play Candy Crush incessantly on their
Yeah,
phone.
still.
Oh,
Yeah.
same time, faithless. Ha ha.
There's a lot of those kind of games. I mean, phone games, some of them have a little bit of violence, but most of them are puzzle based.
Yeah, but there's still people that obsessively play it. And his point is you're wasting time when you could be being productive. Or,
Well, not even necessarily productive. Um, but there is a difference in your entertainment being just staring at a screen or even playing a video game and actually going out in the world and enjoying a walk or a picnic or just remembering that that big ball in the sky is not scary.
it is scary. It burns me.
It does me too, but you know how it is. Um,
No,
there's
experiencing life is very important. If you just
yes,
do it through the lens of a camera, you're not enjoying it. You're not experiencing it. You're just making a video.
dude, I have kicked Hitler's ass probably a dozen times in video games. I was never actually in Normandy though. And it's fun to beat the game, but it's not the same as having experience. And this is part of what Matt gets at when he's talking about with kids, especially playing video games,
Mhm.
like that they need actual experience.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That time that you got that really great headshot off in fuck Quake or whatever. I only bring up Quake because Jeremy actually brought up Quake. Oh Jesus fuck. But
What
like
was
yeah, I
he?
got that really great headshot in Quake. That's not a real experience.
Also, not a real thing. Like, I mean, it didn't market like Siphon Filter did, where it said headshot, so you knew it was a headshot. We would just say like, "I hit you in the nuts." How do you know you hit me in the nuts? Because I said so.
Right.
Duh.
I played games my whole life, Jack, but my mom, she was not one of those, hey, you can stay in here and play the Atari 2600 all day. There was a limit. Get outside.
Yeah.
Get out, go do things. Go talk to your peers. Go play games. Get the fuck out of the house.
At
And I
our
do
house,
think
that was because we had one TV.
that's fair enough. Um, I do think that too many people, it used to be, the television is babysitter, and it was for a lot of people, but now video games have replaced television as babysitters because it keeps the kid quiet. You don't have to go deal with them until you hear them yelling, "Fuck you, you son of a bitch," because they're playing an online game.
Yeah, and talking to other 12-year-olds. Well, even then, a lot of parents won't do anything.
My wife she likes Fortnite. Um, she's played that before, and if you don't turn the right setting on, you can hear other people just randomly talking, and it is amazing how many clearly prepubescent children are on there just saying the most horrific shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're edgy, kiddo. Go touch grass. Go lay in the lawn and just watch the fucking clouds come over.
Outside?
Yes,
I
outside.
don't have a phone charger out there.
So there was that conversation. Then the other conversation came up because Jeremy's an idiot and reads
Mhm.
things like Media Matters and doesn't really pay attention. Because Matt Walsh said that anime came from Satan. Now,
I'm
he was
inclined to agree
kidding.
with that.
He was joking. He's on a
What?
stream. Yeah, he's on a stream. It's a Q&A, and somebody asks him what he thinks about anime, and jokingly goes, I think it came from Satan.
Well,
And
I mean,
then,
is he allowed to make jokes?
yes, actually.
Oh.
He Media Matters picks this up and he responds to them by going, "Yes, of course if I said it I was absolutely being serious. There's no way I could ever tell a deadpan joke. I absolutely believe it came from Satan." Which again was a fucking joke.
What? What?
I
He's
know.
making Is he allowed to do that? 2 jokes? That's exceeding his quota, monkey.
But the quartering latches on to this with like, "Oh, the video games and anime." And he says this, that do I have that? Maybe I do have that one
I
brought
don't
up.
know.
I do. So this is what kicked this all off. Is Jeremy tweeting this stupid shit out. The right's weird obsession with disavowing video games, anime, and social media is why they will never appeal to most of Gen Z. The base is literally dying off, and most of the voices in the community are actively refusing recruits. And he follows it up with this. Matt's not the only one saying it. There was some other moron who tweeted animes for pedophiles or something the other day. Now, Jeremy claimed that in this, he was not talking about Matt.
He's totally talking about Matt. It's fairly obvious.
He literally mentions Matt's name. He even says Matt's not the only guy saying it. So you paid attention to Matt saying it.
Look, that's one of those hate facts where you're just parsing words. I'm pretty sure that Jeremy could be the future press secretary.
I see this kind of stupid shit because this came up over TikTok and like, oh, you guys are never gonna win Gen Z if you try to go after TikTok. Those aren't the only values that conservatives or Republicans or not Maoists have.
Yeah, and most conservatives don't give a shit about these things.
And it's always a one-off conversation. It's not like Matt Walsh went on a crusade against video games.
Yeah. He made a joke and he said, hey, maybe you shouldn't play video games all day because you're going to be useless and have no social skills or anything productive in your life. And you know what? I know plenty of the people like that. Let's be honest.
Oh, sure.
We all
Me
do.
too.
But this is a non-controversy that he's manufacturing based off of he's pulling the same shit Media Matters does.
Yes.
Grabs one little thing and jumps all over it, and it's like, what? Why is people mad at me? Dan.
Well, this whole fight is kind of funny. Let me get these real fast. Keldrick, thank you so much. So many people got mad over that damn joke. People need to chill talking about the anime one. Anime fans, hashtag not all, are almost as bad as K-pop fans.
Oh, man. I would say they're worse because at least some K-pop fans are kind of hot.
Hey, you know why I make fun of anime even though I don't watch it? Because I like watching people get mad over it.
Well, there's that. Plus, it's sometimes really annoying.
I don't watch it. It's not for me. And if you enjoy it, by all means, enjoy it. But I make fun of it because people are so fucking tied to it. Their brains are so fucked up on their anime that how dare you say anything, even slightly not on board with my anime. Anime's king.
There are people that just their entire identity seems wrapped up in like two of these cartoons. I knew a dude that had tattoos of Naruto or Naruto, whatever, however you fuck dumb shit. And he would do the little run thing. I'm like, dude, you're 25. Knock that shit off. You were way too old for that. But he was obsessed with it. It was like watching a 12-year-old. Just knew all the characters, would start making references to it. I'm like, I don't watch this shit, dude. Shut up.
Furry Kitten, thank you. I still call them Doom clones. Anything other than Unreal Tournament is a waste of clock time.
Yeah.
Never really got into any of those. The only shooters that I played, like, with competitive kind of stuff was Call of Duty. Not Call of Duty. I never played that one competitive. Terrorists versus the counter-terrorists. What the Counter-Strike. Comrade Kitty, thank you. Jack, cosplay Asian women, though.
Cosplayer Asians? Yeah. Cosplayer Asians are pretty hot.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. Sometimes those are white girls who just put on weird eye makeup.
Oh, no. They have conventions over in Japan that I'm planning on going to at some point because it's a cultural thing for them. It's not as weirdly obsessive. They do the cosplay thing, but it's not the same as what they're doing here.
How dare you? I'm offended. I would like to speak to your manager, Phoebe. Look, I really don't have anything against anime. Like I said, it's just not for me. But it is amazing how upset people get if you say even if you were like, I didn't like the color shading of that one. You fuck die.
Yeah. Oh my God. People are way too devoted to this stuff. I understand you have a fandom, but then there's like where a hobby becomes a fanaticism.
Oh yeah.
Real quick though, thank you, Keldrick. As an anime fan myself, I completely agree. My brothers and sisters in nerddom, calm the fuck down.
Yes.
Yeah. Dial it back 6 or 7 notches.
All right, make Phoebe your producer. She probably gets a cut anyway, technically, right? She should be in
Probably.
here working the switchboard. The anime thing, I like I said, it was a joke, so I don't even think it's really worth having the discussion over it. But
No, it's silly.
the video game thing, I do think there's something to what Matt said. And again, this isn't all video games, and this is one of the problems I have with his statement there. If you only engage in dark shit, you ever know somebody, Jack, who the only kind of movie they'll watch is horror?
Oh yeah.
Are those well-adjusted people?
Not really. No.
Typically not. No offense if that's you, but don't lie to us. They it's been my experience, the ones who are like they won't watch anything else, period. It's no, if it's not a horror movie, I'm not watching it. They tend to not bathe very much.
Yeah, that goes across the board with all these hobbies, not just anime weirdos. Uh, there's a lot of stinky people that are obsessive.
Well, in this case, though, the darkness of it, I do think that can wear you down. If all you ever, this is the Twitter thing or the Facebook thing where you have people like, I took a week off of social media and I just felt so much better. Yeah, because social media is kind of a shit show. It's a giant steaming pile of shit, and getting away from it can be good for the soul.
Yeah.
You do need some light, and I'm not talking about Jesus or anything, not religious here, but I think you do need some humor in your life and you need some sunshine in your life. It can't be all just dark.
Well, humans are social animals. They need to go out and be around other people and not just people that like the same shit they do.
Eagle says, take your own advice, monkey. See, there's a difference between me and most people like that. I thrive on it. When I step away from social media, Jack, I don't feel anxious to get back there, and I don't feel better about not having been on there, unless it's been a particular, like right after an election, when it's just so much. I enjoy it. A lot of people, I don't think actually enjoy it, and you hear them with the way they talk while they're on there. This place is so negative. Step away. It's all right. It'll be here when you get back if you want to come back.
But part of the problem is it's not necessarily that they love what they're doing. It's just something to do. And they don't know what else to do.
The
because they don't
screen
have
will
anything
have your
else.
time. The screen will have your time is what Matt Walsh said.
Yeah. It's a time sink because they don't have anything else to work with. There's no schema there. So that's all they know what to do. So they're afraid of missing out on something, so they just continue to do the same thing over and over again.
We haven't talked about that much. Fear of missing out. That is something I don't think it's talked about enough, especially online, considering it's such a big thing online. In video games, Jack, fear of missing out is a horrible thing. They use it to get people involved and want this game. It's the greatest game ever. It's coming out next week. You don't want to miss it. And
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah. That was worth it though. It's a very easy tool to manipulate people. Be like, hey, if you're not here, you're gonna miss it. You might see it second. You don't want to be that loser, do you?
Yeah, right. Fucking losers. You didn't see it day one.
It didn't change at all, but you saw it the next day.
Ugh, what a fucking dork.
Fear of missing out has made games worse. I hate it. I don't know that it's made it worse. I think shoddy producers and developers have done that. Fear of missing out has always been a thing with new releases. Maybe they take advantage of it more.
Well, you've got more things to utilize it to make it more hyped. You got social media now.
Oh, sure.
It's not just a couple of ads in a magazine somewhere you saw.
Pumpkin Hawk, thank you so much. This is completely irrelevant to what you're talking about. That never bothers us. But what do you define as lying? I'll send another super chat after I hear your answer. Misrepresenting the truth in any way. That's lying. Any objection to that definition, Jack?
Not really.
Sums it up pretty good, I think. Not giving a fuck is a skill well worth developing. That is true. That is true.
Absolutely.
Faithless says intentional deception. Yeah, I should have added that, intentionally misrepresenting the truth. Because if you just got it wrong, I don't think you're lying. But if you did it on purpose, yes, intentional. Intentional is a part of lying. Otherwise, you just were wrong. Because that can be a thing. People get stuff wrong. It's not
Oh
always.
yeah.
Sometimes people are dumb. I've been dumb before, Jack. I've said things that are wrong, and I wasn't lying. I just got it wrong.
I'm dumb 80% of the time.
Yeah, I'm probably 75 to 80. That's right. That's why we get along so well.
I know, right? That and insomnia.
We're not that dumb. Actually, it's just the opposite. We both sit here going, "I'm so dumb," and he's like, "No, I'm dumb." Like, "No, I'm dumb."
Hey, one of us has to be number one. That's just the way it works around these parts.
We have fear of missing out on being the dumbest.
It's true. I'm getting a new helmet next week. How about you?
You can lie while telling 100% the truth. No, you can't. No, you can't. We've talked about how like the media will not lie, but what they say, everything they say is correct, but they are intentionally hiding the rest of the truth. That's why I said misrepresenting the truth. You say like, oh God, Hunter Biden was filmed and everybody's mad. And all it was pictures of him, or sorry, and it was pictures of him naked. Okay, that's true. He was naked. People were mad, but people weren't mad about him being naked. And they careful wording there. So they didn't actually lie. They just don't tell the complete truth of everything else that was on Hunter's laptop.
Yeah, it's a lie by omission.
So yeah, lie by omission. Creative framing. Now, look, as somebody with a knack for bullshitting, there were times with my former employer where I would employ their own bullshit against them, give them half the story. I wouldn't outright lie to them, but give them half the story about shit they didn't need to know. But I'll get that done later, I promise. Donald Camp, thanks so much for the feminist 12. To tell the truth, I have your face on my chest right now, and the shirt is super nice. Also, hi, Jack. I loved it. Didn't mean to get into a shill here, but I really do love the Teespring shirts. I've mentioned before.
Quality.
It's not that for me. I like quality, don't get me wrong. But I have such sensitive skin, I can barely wear a shirt most of the time. They are so soft.
Do you have the comfort tees?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's the ones I went with for mine because I love those. They feel very, very soft. It's like wearing a pillow.
It is. And if I put anything on my skin, it cannot be even a little bit scratchy. You're like, nope, I can't fucking do it. And the only other shirts that I found, and this is true, is at Walmart, their cheapest t-shirts, those I can wear. And it's just because they're paper thin. My wife's leaving me. That was the truth, but you knew you were lying because of how you framed it. That's a good one, Black Romeo. One of the titles that I used for Monkey in the Morning. No, Lords of the Night. My wife is leaving me. She was leaving me. She was going to Virginia for a week. She was coming back. So yeah, it was technically a lie. It was not clickbait, however, because it was truthful that she was leaving. I just left out the other part of that. You know what it was? I'm just going to flat out lie to you right now. There wasn't enough space to put, and she's coming back.
Right.
I didn't think there'd be enough space. That's what it was. All right. So, yeah, Jeremy's just doing his clout chasing thing again. My favorite part of this, Jack, and I wish I wouldn't have closed it, but he gets into an argument with people because people are calling him out on this openly now. Everybody sees what Jeremy's doing, and they're all calling him out on it, except for one asshole who was right up his ass, which I don't understand. But he says, no, I'm not the one who's doing this for clout. I tried it. Public clout is the word he used. And he shows this DM where he reached out to Matt the last time they had their little argument. And he said, hey, I know you watch me. You want to come on my show for an interview? And he showed this. that he asked him to come on his show for an interview to prove he wasn't doing this for any kind of public clout.
Which completely defeats his own thing, because he's like, you should come on my platform so you can prove I'm not in it for the clout.
Right? I like, you
Yeah.
can't be that fucking dumb. Good morning, Nuts. How you doing, sweetheart?
Morning, Stargazer.
I was trying to be your shill to shill your swag, and you don't do it enough. You're right. I don't. I forget to shill at all.
The
Speaking of
links are in
shilling,
the description.
did you see the AP got kicked off of StreamYards?
What?
StreamYards. Woo. Streamlabs.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was watching a show a couple of days ago. The day that I just couldn't get to sleep, and I'm sitting here mid-morning. I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? And I saw he'd had a show that night, so I was watching it. Great show, AP always is.
Yeah.
But he keeps mentioning over and over again that he can't take donations through Streamlabs anymore because apparently he was mean to somebody.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same bitch reason they gave Matt and Blonde.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. I got an email from Rumble saying that they're going to be doing all kinds of improvements. Oh, Rumble, if you're listening to me, I'm going to help you guys out. You need to adjust your UI a little bit, and hear me out here. I should be able to see the thumbs up and the share without having to scroll down on my browser. That should be something that everybody can see. If you're not in full screen mode, Jack, it should be right there on the screen.
Oh, I agree.
And all you got to do, shrink it down a little bit, put it right up next to the follower numbers or whatever else is there. I should not have to scroll down to see that. You're welcome. I'll send you my bill.
They ain't paying me nothing.
Give me $100 and you guys can take my idea for yourself that I stole from every other popular platform out there. Hey, I'm giving them permission to use it, Jack.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do well, but the payment processor thing is a problem, because if you get booted off, then well, it's hard to take donos if you can't get processor.
Yeah, you're right. He's using, I forget which one he's using, but he's also using the, what's it called? Buy me a coffee or something like that.
Oh yeah, coffee. I call it Ko-Fi.
Is that what it is? The thing where people can donate to buy you a coffee. I'm telling the audience, I know, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how he's taking a good portion of his donations right now. It's just fucked up. I mean, Pumpkin Hawk, thank you again. Your definition is similar to mine. I was talking to someone who said that someone makes claims while disregarding, making sure if it was true or not, they consider that lying. Am I insane, or is that really stupid? Someone makes claims while disregarding, making sure if it was, not caring if it was true or not. I mean, if you're just throwing shit out there and you don't care if it's true or not, I would consider that lying if you got something wrong.
I don't know if that's lying so much as like just being really reckless.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, the reason I say is because of the specific not caring if you get it right or wrong. If you're trying to get it right and you fuck up, that's not a lie. If you honestly believe what you say and you fuck it up, that's not a lie. If you don't give a shit if it's true or not, and you say something incorrect, then yeah, I would say that would be lying.
I think that's just being disingenuous, because you're just a dirtbag then. Because it's not exactly lying. It's just they're going to throw shit out to say whatever to prove their point or be right. And that's just being an asshole.
I consider most people who are being disingenuous to be lying. Most disingenuousness that I run into is lying.
I think lying is part of it, but I think it's actually a much deeper problem than that.
Pumpkin says, I thought that was irresponsible, but lying is intentional, right? Well, again, if you are purposefully not giving a shit, then that is intentional.
And more than likely, they're purposely lying to you.
Yeah.
And they're just pretending. Like, oh, I just didn't know.
It's not as direct lie as I'm Elon Musk. Hey guys, I'm Elon Musk. No, I'm not. But I do think if you're not caring, if you go out there and you just say something about Elon Musk without checking it out and just saying it, and you did it on purpose, that you didn't go check it out or look it up, I would say you lied. I missed the Matt and quartering combo. Yeah, it's just the quartering being dumb, trying to get his clout again. And we talked mostly about what Matt said, because the argument between them, I really don't care that much about, other than it's funny to see that everybody is noticing that that's what Jeremy's MO is.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people bitching and moaning about what Walsh said, and I just don't give a shit. I mean, the one he was joking, and the other one he's not entirely wrong. He just had to come through with like the super Jesus angle of it.
Yeah. And who was it? Bounding into comics. Oh, you know what? I have that article. I'm going to throw it up here for anybody who cares to read it. This was one of those that was so bad. Bounding into comics, man. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with your website? Why do you have so many fucking ads all over that thing?
That's how they make money.
Look, you can make money and not have a website that's going to crash people's browsers.
Could, but you make more money this way, because then they got to go back, and that's another click.
But this article goes into how, for Matt, this is coming from a Christianity angle.
Yeah.
And it goes far deeper into the back and forth, if you guys care about that. Ricardo's also talking about this. Tell him I said, hey, I ain't got to talk to Nick in a long time. Hey, how you doing? But I do want to move on, Jack, because I don't want to stay on that too much long. Because the video game part is the part that interests me as a gamer. And I do think you gotta moderate that. I've noticed myself, even though I'm in this chair all the time, I don't play that many video games. I play a couple hours a day, maybe a couple more if I'm streaming. Maybe. But I'm also very limited to what else I can do. Yeah. And in the summertime, you know what one of my favorite things to do? I like to go out, sit in a chair in the sun, and just let it bake me. And just sit there for hours listening to the radio. And then it hurts for a while, but I have these nifty pills that don't make me feel that shit as much anymore, Jack.
Wow.
But I like to just sit in the sun. I enjoy it. Outside in nature. And by in nature, I just mean being outside of a house. Because I need to be close to a house, because I am a homebody, and in case there's a loud noise or something, I need to be able to hide.
Yeah, fair enough.
If one of those motorized horses come by or something, I get scared. But there's you got to have that other thing in your life. It can't just be the games, guys. Something else has to happen. You know, the people that you watch stream, except for the ones who do like 8-hour streams and they game the whole time, then they go do other shit. You should too. Anyhow, like watching us, Jack, you can do that outside with your phone.
That's true.
Yeah. Especially because we're a more sound-based rather than video-based show around here.
It's a fact. We are.
Okay. Do I want to talk about that?
I don't know.
We'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
You didn't sound very serious.
I know we spoke yesterday quite a bit about the whole trans thing, and I don't mean to bring it up again, but I saw this and it pissed me off, Jack. This is from Scientific American.
Oh, they've been slipping for a long time, dude.
Well, yeah, because it's run by a woman now.
I didn't say it, but I'm not disagreeing.
I'm sorry. You can tell me like what kind of stories are being pushed, or what kind of we read a story last night, Jack, about this lesbian dating app and how it's being overtaken by trans people. Lesbians are getting kicked off for not wanting to date chicks with dicks.
Yep, I've heard about that.
I didn't need to be told that it was being run by a woman. I did not need to be told that the person pushing this fucking stupid shit at Scientific American was a woman. I don't need to be told, because every time I did not need to be told that the person who decided that Dylan Mulvaney should get a Bud Light can was a woman. And it's stereotypical, but look, it's because they keep promoting dumb women. The smart women get shut up. Anyway, here's why human sex is not binary. This is in Scientific American. Ova don't make a woman, and sperm don't make a man.
A claim made by nobody.
Well, theoretically, true. Because, a man who loses his testicles, still a man.
Yeah.
Not making sperm anymore, still a man. Because if everything was right how the body should be working, he would be producing sperm.
Yeah.
But
true.
My favorite part of this, and I run into this stupid shit all the time. Last year's Supreme Court confirmation hearing played host to this contention when Republican congressional representatives, upset at the nominee's refusal to define a woman, took it on themselves to define the term. They came up with the weaker sex, a mother, and no tallywhacker. Is that really what they came up with? How long did you have to search to find those examples? Because the person who asked her that question was also a woman and
shocker.
Went to things like, a mother. That human sex rests on a biological binary is making either sperm or ova underlies all these claims. That is bad science. No, it's not. It's really not. It's literal science. It's biology. Now, the animal kingdom does not limit itself to only biological binary regarding how species make gametes. Scientifically speaking, animals with the capacity to produce ova are generally called female and sperm producers male. Most animal species fall into the two types of gamete produced by the two versions and the reproductive tract model. Many don't. Some worms produce both. Worms.
So we're going with like a minority of worms. They had to reach all the way down to worms.
They had to go to worms. And they bring up fish too. And lizards.
Oh, of course. Are we going to talk about how the fish gives birth like trout and tea?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get to that. Now, I will throw this into the chat if you guys want to read this stupid fucking shit. But this is what I mean when I say they're changing science. This person literally admits repeatedly that if you're doing it based on sex, that yes, there's only two sexes. But humans are a binary, is what they say. Are non-binary.
Yeah, bullshit.
There's no binary.
Fucking dumb.
There is when you're talking about sex, which is what the conversation is, you dumb fuck.
There's a lot of hate in your heart.
Keldrick, thank you. When those ruffians in their horseless chariots come by hooting and hollering like coyotes on the Badlands, the primate invalid must hide. Oh, that says invalid. Sorry. Invalid must hide, lest he invite the wrath of the devil's youth. Indeed. Can't be having all that mechanical stuff around me. When you are having to go to worms to make your argument that transgender is natural, when you can't point to humanity, your argument is ridiculous and moot because you're not talking about people and the conversation's about people. You're just a lying shithead who's twisting science to distract people. Like, but worms. Here, let me help you out. When a lion takes over a pride, he kills all of the babies. Do you think that's what we should do with stepfathers? Because that's what the animal kingdom does. Monkey Jack. Monkeys shit in their hand and throw it at people. Should we do that?
Oh, maybe.
Should we really be judging ourselves based on what animals, all the way down to worms, do? Or, throwing this out there, as humans, should we look at humanity?
I don't know about that, or at least like primates.
Here's another one for you. Get two kittens that are brother and sister. Raise them together. Don't get them fixed. You know what's going to happen?
They're gonna bang.
You can have little incest kittens.
They'll be all tarted up to be like, their eyes will be askew, and you'll be like, that one's named Sloth.
We actually had some like that one time. We called the one Thumper because his back leg was bent inwards when he was born. So when he ran, it made a thumping sound.
Oh dear God!
And then Cheech and Chong, his brother and sister, Cat should have 18 toes total. Chong had 28.
Wow!
Had damn near a whole second foot on one of her feet.
Was that an AI creation?
No, that was an incest creation. That mom and dad were brother and sister.
Ooh.
Whoops. We don't need to go looking at the animal kingdom. We've never had to have this argument before about whether or not men and women are different. Just on the biological level, men and women are different, period, end of story. Yes, that's just fucking true. No, man, worms, lizards. Lizards only matters if you're talking about the lizard people.
Yeah, the reptilian menace is real.
This was in Scientific American. Follow the science. But that's not science. It's not. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. All right. Here's what I was talking about before. Jack, there was a shooting in Tennessee not long ago.
Indeed, there was.
And when it first happened, they misgendered the trans shooter.
Those bastards.
And we found out that there was a manifesto. And we were told that manifesto would be released as soon as the FBI had analyzed it.
Yeah, well, that was a fib, wasn't it?
Frosted Glass, thank you. Step Kitten, what are you doing? Indeed. Several people, media outlets and such, have requested that this fucking thing be released, and they're not releasing it.
Nope.
I am very curious what this thing says.
Well, the reason for they're not releasing it now is that apparently somebody is suing Nashville Metro so that they don't release it.
Well, before any suits were going on, they were not releasing it. Yeah. This should be released.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no, somebody misgendered a killer of those monsters. I read some today, fucking pissed me off. There was where was that shooting today? Georgia?
There were a couple. There was Georgia, and then there was one in Texas.
I think it was the Georgia one. One person was killed, 4 people shot, I think.
It was Atlanta.
I think it was the Atlanta one. And I'm reading an article about it, I think in the New York Post. And while describing the killer, he said he was wearing a gray jacket. Their pants were black, and they had a what's it called? What are those gay little things that old men tourists wear around their waist? Fanny pack. And they had a fanny pack. They start out with he, and then in the rest of it, they use they, them pronouns.
Yeah, because they can't even keep the stupid shit straight.
I was just like, what the fuck? You started it with he. You didn't have to do that.
Look, you're full of hate facts.
He, him was all you needed. But they're so worried these days now. Oh, God, we might have misgendered it. We got to be careful.
Real quick. Thank you, Frank. So because some worms, insects, fish, and amphibians are capable of asexual, humans are many sexes. Logical.
Yes.
Look, they just need to fool the rubes, because people think they sound smart when they quote Scientific American. So they know that if they can infiltrate that, it's like infiltrating Psychology Today, because they have like some loose history of being accurate, people will now cite them and be like, aha, that's an authority.
If you want to make the argument that people are not all the same, nobody's going to argue with you. But what we're talking about is specifically their sex, which that's what we're talking about when we're talking about transitioning. It's transsexual. There's nothing insulting about that. That's literally what it was. So when you talk about sex, no, there's no spectrum. It is a binary. Ugh, fucking idiots. Anyway, I think I found the article. Let me see if I can find that line, because it annoyed the ever-loving shit out of me, Jack. So yeah, this guy reportedly from his mom, he didn't get the Ativan he wanted from the VA, so he went and shot up a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sure. Where is that line at? Yeah, I don't know if they caught him. Did they ever catch him? Last I knew, he was at large.
I don't know. I think they did, but don't remember. There were a couple of shootings today, so.
Now, here's why it bothered me, Jack. Here, I found the exact quote. He had a mask on their face and appeared to be wearing a satchel across their front. That's not even grammatically correct.
Yeah.
Because you can't use they, them pronouns when you're describing somebody.
Yeah, if you're not sure, like that person over there that I can't tell the distinct gender of, they did that. But it's an outlier. It's an exception, not a rule.
This should be, he had a mask on his face and appeared to be wearing a satchel across his front. He had a fanny pack on, dude.
Yeah, well, that says a lot right there.
People who wear fanny packs still, I don't trust them. They're right up there with backpackers.
I assume they're either a Karen or they've got a gun.
You know what I really thought when I read this is that when they wrote this up, they weren't sure who the shooter was or if there was some kind of gender. So what they did is put they, them, and they caught one place and forgot the other two.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how it reads to me. Almost like the celebrity obituaries that they write up and all they got to do is type in the date. Yeah, we've had this written up for 10 years. We got to get that right date in there. Anyway, so yeah, that just pissed me off. Anyhow, moving along. Yeah, but we're not getting the Tennessee one for some reason. And I hear what you say about a lawsuit, but this was before any lawsuits were filed.
Yeah. They've been delaying this, and I'm sure the feds don't want it out there because it hurts their narrative. So there's a lot of reasons this week.
Yeah, I don't think the feds want it out there because this is, they love doing it if it's an incel, one of them damn incels. Here, read his shit. But little trans person,
they're a protected class.
Yeah, we can't read their disgusting thoughts.
You bigot.
Did you see the video of the guy getting choked to death in the subway?
Yep.
We didn't talk about that. We're not going to watch the video, guys. You can look it up yourself. This fucking homeless dude causes a scene on a subway, and several people subdue him, and a guy puts him in a chokehold and just leaves it on way too long. And unfortunately kills the guy. Guy didn't deserve to die for what happened there, but shit happens. I don't think they were trying to murder this guy.
No, but he's an unknown person on the subway. This isn't somebody that just did a one-off. This guy's been arrested 44 times, including for assault.
Yep. And you have people like Miss AOC. It's appalling how so many take advantage of headlines regarding crime for an obsolete, tough-on-crime political media and budgetary gain. But when a public murder happens that reinforces existing power structures, those same forces rush to exonerate and look the other way. We shouldn't. bitch, you wouldn't even ride the subway.
No, she could have. She's a special monkey.
When you ran for office, your office door was less than 200 feet from an entrance to the subway, and your bitch ass wouldn't ride it. You took Ubers and Lyfts to the tune of $20,000.
Real quick, thank you, Keldrick. Some kind of spectrum is definitely involved in transsexuals, but it ain't sexual. Look, those connections to autism, don't you look at that. There's nothing to see here.
She made that stupid cartoon riding the subway. What? I don't know what that is. I don't follow her much. I don't know if I even still follow her. This just popped up on my timeline, her bitching about this.
Yeah.
It's amazing how these politicians who are all going to line up to tell us, oh God, how many of them ever go around homeless people?
Oh,
Joe Biden, they fucking cleared all of the homeless people out of El Paso so he could come to the city.
Yeah, they won't be able to do that again. By the way, most of the people protesting this guy's death clearly do not ride the subway.
Oh, sure. Oh no, Jack. I was told today. I just don't know, and I'm just trying to scare white people and make white people be afraid of black people.
No, it's got nothing to do with his race. Anybody that's been on the subway in New York knows, or any subway or public transit in general, that homeless people and crazies come in all stripes. And in New York, the color doesn't matter because they're fucking crazy.
The New York Transit Authority had to put out a notice telling people don't stand too close to the edge of the platform because people are getting pushed in front of trains.
Yep. Ever since they took the police out of the subways, it's gotten so much more dangerous down there.
Pumpkin Hawk, thank you again. My last two, by the way, very generous. Thank you so very much. My last two questions. Do you believe that if you think someone is lying, then you need proof or good reason to justify it? You can't know if someone is lying just because you know what they said is false. Thanks for answering. If you really don't know, you're 50-50 on it. It could go either way. I think you can call him out and ask him about it.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the lie. Like, if it's a believable lie, or if it's like, and then the spaceships came down and there were laser beams, pew pew, where it's so over the top, then that's a pretty obvious lie.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly lying, but I got into an argument with somebody the other day over Crowder, right? And they're telling me he just couldn't go walk his dogs when he was being a dick to his wife because, well, he was going to have the surgery. And okay, well, let's look at what we can actually find out. Maybe he was having a rough day, Jack. Maybe he really hurt. But within that time frame, within a couple of days of that, he was doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So he clearly had extra energy. He clearly could have fucking walked dogs. There are ways when you're talking to people, when you're discussing things, where whether it's a lie or whether you can figure out that they're wrong, where you don't have to actually know, but you can piece things together and be like, here's how I know you're wrong. Here's how I know you're lying. Both of those things. I mean, yeah, it's not the same as like if Jack came to me and he's like, I was on the show yesterday. I'm like, you weren't. I know you weren't because
you don't know me.
But if Jack said, I didn't miss a single show. I did a show every day in July last year here on Monkey in the Morning. Be like, wait a minute. I was out of town. For a week. There's no fucking way. So, I mean,
I came over to your house and launched the show.
Yeah, you can pick up on clues and things. And if you don't know, there's nothing wrong with asking. There's nothing wrong with going to somebody and go, I heard what you said, but I have some problems with it, and here's the problems I have with it.
I'd like to know your source.
Yeah. Can you explain this part to me? Because it doesn't make sense. I'd do it, Jack.
If you do it.
Yeah, right. I did it all day to Hunter Avalon that one night.
Wow, that was They're just smacking
like,
tart around.
I know you didn't read this, bitch, because if you had, you wouldn't be using that as a source.
I kept waiting for him to break down and be like, I can't read!
It would have made more sense.
It would have.
I thought I was sure of my position, but talking to you, I'm not so sure. For me, mostly what it goes by, it starts with intuition, Jack. Like just something feels wrong. And so I sit there and think. I spend way too much time thinking. But then, yeah, I mean, there's clues you can pick up on where like, wait, that can't be right. That just can't be right. But again, it might not even be a lie. They might have just had, a brain fart too. I guess it boils down to what kind of conversation you're having and whether or not it's worth it to discuss it further. Just saying. Without knowing the specifics of, like, if you have a particular, like if you're fighting with your spouse or something, there can be a lot more nuance that you do not just want to take this general advice on.
Yeah, we don't know the specifics, so we're trying to do the best we can here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Faithless, our own memory lies to us too.
Oh yeah, yeah. You remember
Absolutely.
things differently, especially as you get older.
Or with the passage of time. I've brought this one up many times with this. I met my wife when I was 16, but as I think back to like when I was 12, at times I know I was 12, it just feels like she was there, like we were already together.
That's because she was a time traveler and you just saw her in the background.
We were in the same place a lot growing up, being Navy brats, born in the same hospital, lived in the same areas, and never met till we were 16. So it's possible I'd seen her before, but she wasn't actually in my life, And that happens with anything that you have long-term changes. Anyhow, what were we talking about?
We're talking about the subway.
Oh yeah, Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and people telling me that I can't know what the subway's like. Go fuck yourselves, people, first of all.
Yeah, it's starting to look like the Warriors down there. Like, I think this thing was an accident. He didn't mean to kill the guy, but they're going to charge him anyway. They're already calling him a racist. And, oh my God, they attacked a black man. It's got nothing to do with the fact that he's black. It's because he was crazy, and there's no mental institutions anymore.
Well, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen more of this. And I think we will, as you have things like the drug issue going on in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Where the streets have literally been taken over by homeless drug addicts.
And this thing in the subway is because this person was mentally unstable and they had a track record of attacking people. You're going to have problems like this, and there's going to be another Bernard Goetz if they're not careful, because Bernie, say what you will about the guy, he was a pacifist, but he was scared.
Yep.
And the cops weren't doing anything, so he took the law into his own hands. If you want to see how that played out, watch the Joker movie when he shoots those people in the subway. It's pretty much what happened.
With when I said I'm surprised that it hasn't happened more, not because there's some vigilante going out there trying to clean up the homeless problem, just people being scared of these people.
Yeah, people that are afraid. If they don't think the police are going to do anything about it, the government doesn't care, they will protect themselves. This guy wasn't even directly attacked. The crazy guy was bothering other people.
Yeah.
And several people went in. This guy just happened to put him in a chokehold. And I feel for him because he's going to get railroaded and they're going to throw him in jail.
The guy should sue the city for not patrolling and keeping the subway safe. Well, yeah, but they're not going to do that. Remember, we had to get rid of police.
Yeah.
This is how they want your neighborhoods.
Yeah, because if you're scared about general basic survival stuff, you won't notice the sleight of hand they're doing with their left hand, because they're doing something even worse. Because you're too afraid of generally going outside.
You take a place, you take a problem like homelessness, and you move it into basically an underground, unmonitored hellhole. It's mole people, Jack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, there are mole people under there. There's entire books written about it. One called "The Mole People," the people that live in the subways. But yeah, you're talking about being in a confined space that you cannot escape with a person that you don't know their intentions and they're obviously mentally ill or on drugs. And you are asking for a recipe for violence, either from that homeless person or the people that are terrified of that person.
Yep.
Possibly both, because anything could spark a problem then, especially because if you're in between stops, there is no help. They took the cops off the subway, and this is exactly what happens.
Well, I mean, even if the cops were there, all they can do is take this guy off when they catch him doing something. They're not going to catch everything.
No,
We need the asylums back.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. You're not going to clean it up. And then you have all of these fucking politicians. That's what really drives me nuts. These motherfuckers will not go to any of these places where it's like that.
Of course not. They don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to be in danger.
You think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez would walk downtown Skid Row in Los Angeles at night by herself?
Oh, fuck no. Shit, I don't know if I'd do that.
I wouldn't do that shit. She shouldn't do that because it's dangerous.
Yeah, but they don't care about the little people, Monkey.
The answers. Hello?
What?
Oh, okay. She's got all the answers. She knows how to fix it. It's just the power structure, Jack.
Yeah, obviously it's institutional something. I'm not really doing anything.
Oh, I'm not glad the guy's dead. I don't think he deserved to die in this way, but I don't think it's murder either.
No. It's pretty obvious they were trying to subdue the guy. But on top of that, you know what would have kept this guy alive? A mental institution.
By the way, this is a good reason to remind people not to put people in chokeholds unless you know what the fuck you're doing.
Well, this guy did know what he was doing, I think, but
if I believe he knew what he was doing, then I have to believe it was murder.
Oh no, because if he was afraid, I think he might not have realized how much time was passing.
Well, I mean that's part of knowing what you're doing with a chokehold. Knowing how to place it on somebody is not this. He was, what was it? Several minutes he had him in it, right?
Well, yeah, but the guy kept fighting
him. There's other restraints you can use.
Yeah, that's a lot easier said than done, though. When you're talking about somebody that's crazy, crazy strength is a real thing.
Sure.
And if the guy's flailing around and your adrenaline's going, you're not thinking straight. You're just instinctively doing something that you know how to do. So I think he got him in the chokehold, and the guy kept thrashing around, and he was like, if I let up, the guy's going to hurt somebody, maybe me. I don't know if he's armed. I think there's a logical reason he didn't let up until he did.
Jeff asked if we remember that New York subway vigilante way back. That was Bernie Getz, who he mentioned a little bit ago.
Yeah.
You can know what you're doing and still make a mistake. Sure. But as Faithless says, knowing how and having experience are different. Chokeholds can be dangerous. They are dangerous. If you, Jesus, I get why. I mean, it is the easiest hold to get on somebody, but stay away from that throat, man. God.
If they prosecute this guy, they should go back and prosecute that cop that took down the guy with the Lucy's.
Oh, Eric Gardner?
Yeah.
No, not Eric. Was that Eric?
I don't know. It was something Gardner.
But yeah, Eric Gardner, the fat guy who was selling cigarettes again and like, I'm not going to jail again. No, you're not. Whoopsie. Anyhow, moving along. Yeah, I already read that one. I only want to watch that because that's a cute ass. All right. We got to go back to the trans issue. Sorry, guys.
Is this the cute ass you were talking about?
No.
Well, you weren't specific. I wanted to clarify that.
I scrolled past that. You want to see the cute ass? It's right there.
Oh, okay.
Fuck it. We'll play this one. A little palate cleanser while we get back to the tranny thing.
You got this.
Oh, I fucking love that video. That baby's cute as shit. Like, mom can't golf. Anyhow. All right. So this is, I believe, in front of the Tennessee board or the Tennessee whatever the
legislature
assembly. Yeah.
Uh.
Talking about the trans thing. Let me make sure this is up. This woman in the middle here, she's gonna be talking. And she's gonna say some really stupid shit, Jack.
No.
Yeah,
What?
no.
Anxiety and would never sleep, and we couldn't figure out what the problem was. We took him to specialists and neurologists, and he had brain scans trying to figure out why he couldn't sleep. Then as he grew, he got to sleeping, but his food choices were odd. They were always like green vegetables, raw green vegetables, which, if you know kids, most kids don't like to eat those things.
Eating raw green vegetables is now a sign of transgenderism, Jack.
And insomnia apparently is a sign.
Raw green vegetables makes you a boy. All right.
I mean, it's nothing more manly than going out and digging up some carrots. Not wrestling a moose to the ground or something. No, it's the raw green vegetables. It's very masculine. She learned that from the Jolly Green Giant.
This isn't the stupidest thing, though.
Of course not.
We haven't got to the dumb shit yet. I mean, it's dumb, but not the really dumb shit.
And then the precocious puberty. All of those things.
Precocious puberty, also not a sign of transgenderism.
No. It could be a sign your kid got diddled, but not a sign of transgenderism.
You know what else could be a sign of transgenderism? Getting diddled.
Yeah.
Pretty. All of those things, once we figured out that he was transgender, when he came to us and told us.
All right. This child had CAT scans and all kinds of tests and everything done on it. And did you hear what she said? When we figured out they were transgender, when he came and told us.
Because kids are fucking smart. Like, I'm a T-Rex, mommy. I'm Superman. Well, you better get out there and save the planet, you little shit.
Frank, thank you. Signs of autism, maybe. They figured it out when the child told them.
Well, they needed a big clue.
What happened to the transgender brain thing? They had brain scans. Why couldn't they look at that and go, oh, he's transgender. That's the issue here.
Kids are smarter than adults, monkey.
You didn't figure it out. You just affirmed what the child told you because they were hanging out on Tumblr or these days TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, you're transgender. I think we've cracked the case. Dum dum dum. It's a clue.
I have a clue.
Like a raging
clue.
Oh, I'm gonna get clue juice everywhere.
That he was transgender. When we went back and realized that the pattern of everything that he had experienced as a child, including eating green vegetables because that boosts testosterone, were
person's a retard.
Okay. We have some transgender people in the audience there. Did you find that being transgender, your food choices changed as your body was looking for testosterone or estrogen?
No, see, we have actual people with dysphoria, not people with psychotic mothers.
She's been watching Popeye. It gave him a clue.
Just methods of his body trying to become who he was meant to be. His brain does not match his physiology.
You had CAT scans, lady.
I think in her world that means a cat set out a photocopier.
How did you? Okay, his brain doesn't match his body. You have literal pictures of his brain.
Look, you're dealing with a lot of hate facts here, Monkey. And it was about the leafy greens. It really was. All that romaine lettuce, the kid just couldn't stop shoveling it in his face. And it was suddenly like, da, 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 I've got a wiener.
Oh God! I mean, he eats vegetables. He had trouble sleeping. Precocious puberty does show there's something wrong there. As far as the insomnia, I'd be very curious what the insomnia was. Whether, because Jack, I didn't like to go to sleep as a child, but once I was asleep, I'd sleep forever.
Yeah.
But if you tried getting me to sleep at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, you'd be like, this kid just can't sleep.
I'd be willing to bet it was inconsistent bedtimes.
Yeah, that'll do
allowing
it.
them to play video games before bed because the screen will keep you awake.
I've always been a night owl, and come midnight or 1 o'clock, I'd go to sleep. But once I was asleep, I loved fucking sleep. Don't wake me up. Let me wake up on my own. So I'm very curious that, was this child actually having insomnia, or did it just have a weird sleeping pattern because you're a bad mother?
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet there was inconsistent bedtime and electronics were used as babysitting tools before bed.
Those are symptoms of a rabbit. You're not wrong, Keister Bunny. Yeah, your kid is actually trans bunny.
Oh, don't give him ideas.
There's lots of foods that increase testosterone, Jack. Why was it only leafy green or green vegetables specifically? She didn't necessarily say leafy. I mean, she could have been talking about a fucking cucumber.
That's a horrifying image.
That's the bulge. How did their body know specifically to go eat those things?
Because they had a boy brain.
Oh, yeah.
It's instinctual. That explains all the Neanderthal-like grunting the kid was doing, too.
Well,
it wasn't a rough poop. It was the Neanderthal boy trying to come out.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. I can't sleep. I want your dick cut off. Sleeps. Yeah.
No, I'm going to bed.
We know that there are men out there that have low testosterone levels.
Yeah, they're the try guys.
Well, besides just them.
Oh.
Do we have a known issue with men, actual men, no question of transness, who have low testosterone and suddenly they're just eating every green vegetable they can find?
Yes, you often find them foraging out at communal gardens. If you go through a city, you'll see a bunch of soy boys out there like, I eat the leafy greens. Oh, man, have you heard the new Luminaries album?
Fucking faithless. Did you... A Trabbit?
A Trabbit.
Oh, God damn it. Pumpkin Hog, thank you so much. Doing any gaming this morning? Yes, I will. When we're done with this, me and Bubba, hopefully Bubba's around, we'll be able to play some more Phasma. We had a great game stream last night, Jack.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was... I enjoyed it. I just don't know how much the chat enjoyed it because we had really long hunts for doing this stupid challenge we had to do.
Oh.
And it was interesting for me, but there's a lot of waiting. Thank you, Cast One. Do we have an issue with men? Yes, they do. Yeah. I just really loved her. When we figured it out, when he came and told us.
So you're a dummy, is what you're telling us, lady.
You talk to fucking doctors and they're like, yeah, we can't figure it out. And the kid comes, you're like, I'm trans. Like, oh.
Why didn't the doctor slapped himself upside the head? It was like, oh, I get it now. Like you need Dr. House on this one.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, male vegans. Are they eating greens though? They might be going for a red, maybe a purple vegetable.
We could defeat Antifa just by throwing heads of cabbage at them.
Yes.
That's what they really crave is testosterone.
Nuts says the ghost running for Monkey was enjoyable. No, for you maybe. I don't know why I play that game, Jack. It is taking years off of my life.
You play it because you seem to love it. And then you're like, it's scary.
I'm easily startled, and I do scream quite often on that game. Actually, what I yell is "son of a bitch" because that's my go-to. But yeah, that game scares the shit out. It's like riding a roller coaster, Jack. I'm deathly afraid of heights, but I do love me a good roller coaster.
Oh, and somebody might kick your head off.
It's that adrenaline high, the safe adrenaline high.
Oh,
Yeah.
roller coasters that safe in your head?
Yes. I mean, roller coasters are safe when you look at them on the overall.
Let's keep that story in your head. Yeah.
You drive in a car, right?
Yeah, but I know what I'm getting into. I've seen me drive.
I know what I'm getting into. I watched the roller coaster. Although there was one roller coaster, it was at Michigan's Adventure, this smaller theme park here in Michigan. We rode it, and afterwards, my best friend's like, "That hurts." I was like, "It's not that bad." And right after we got off, they shut it down for repairs.
Couple of bolts fell out, and this kid fell off. He's been missing ever since.
It was just a wooden roller coaster.
Strike one.
I like wooden roller coasters if they're well made, but apparently this one had issues because it was just slamming us around.
Had some termites.
Has Monkey played any of the good Resident Evil games? I've played 1 and 2.
Yeah, the good ones.
And I'm not much of a fan of either of them because I like zombie games where I can kill all the zombies, and the Resident Evil games, it's more about escaping zombies than killing them.
Should have played Survivor.
Yeah, you got low ammo. For some reason in zombie games, you hit somebody with a tire iron and it can break. A tire iron is a solid piece of fucking iron.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain, Jack, I've never done it, but I could bash 1,000 people over the head till their skulls were just mush with a tire iron and it would never break.
These days, stuff's not as quality as it used to be. I'd say you could probably get a good 100 in.
But yeah, that's one of my biggest problems with like zombie games and shit. Like, that tool just broke. It shouldn't. It is solid metal. An axe, okay, it could, the blade can come away from the handle, but we're talking literally just a solid piece of metal.
Maybe it was made in China.
Maybe.
That.
There's crowbars is another one that breaks. Rebar is another one that breaks really easy in zombie games, which I don't fucking understand. Make them, if you want to do it so that there's something about, make it so it just doesn't do as much damage as some of the other ones. Don't make it so it fucking breaks because it makes no goddamn sense. Thank you, Frosted Glass. And there's Monk's Manifesto. Anyhow, damn, that lighter's dead now. I should stop trying to use it. Jack, I'm sure I have other things to talk about, but I just don't care. So let's see what you brought.
Start with the very bottom link and then go back to the top.
This is a good time while we're doing this switch up here to remind you we're brought to you by you. Hit the like button and the thumbs up, depending on which platform you're on. Tell your friends, your family that bitch you hate. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you would be so willing, donate to Jack or myself. The link is in the description of each video. It's also in the YouTube chat. We would pin it on the other one, but they don't have that ability yet. So Yet. Hopefully it's coming soon. Oh, you said the bottom one. I opened the top one. I'm not that smart, John. Didn't we discuss that already?
Yeah, but see, we're both dumb, so it doesn't matter.
What the fuck am I looking at here, Jack?
This is Elizabeth. She's brought to us by Mischievously Inanimate.
Okay.
And I thought we'd start with this to just kind of lighten things up a little bit. Because we were talking about Matt Walsh earlier.
Why she got the Tammy Faye eyes?
To scare me with her creepy half clown makeup.
Jesus, 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 Jesus.
That almost sounds like she's saying cheese us, like some chip that you could buy. I would buy cheeses.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was like a rain dance to make cheese fall. Like Monterey Jack is shredded. It's just gonna coat the room now.
I don't trust women who wear giant paisley prints.
I don't trust women that have makeup like Mimi because they look like clowns, and I'm afraid of clowns.
Jesus. Let's see on the beat.
I'm sure she's a fun lay,
Jesus.
but she probably stink. You know that, right?
Yeah, like she probably would be a pretty fun lay, actually.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you'd have to hear about Jesus a lot, though.
Well, I know what she's going to be screaming when you put it in the wrong hole. Jesus.
Jesus. It's the real Christian remix. Oh, there's a man that I love any more than I love Jesus Christ.
Didn't she just say her name's Amanda?
Her name's Elizabeth.
Wait, but what did she say there?
I have no idea.
It's the real Christian remix. Oh, there's a man that I love any more than.
So, a man.
Oh, there's a man. There's not a man I could love. Okay, you need to work on your enunciation, sweetie.
She's got one of them nasally voices, and she's trying to be all with the hippity hops.
Yeah.
From what I saw, there are going to be several videos from this person that I'm going to introduce you to.
That chick is annoying. She's just annoying.
I think the word you're looking for is fun.
Cast One, thank you. Tab back. What is that? I now know fear, monk. Yeah, indeed. I heard I'm Amanda. Yeah, if you listen to it, what she's saying is there's not a man she loves more than Jesus. She looks like if McDonald's began offering prostitutes. Dangerous.
Blowjobs for everyone.
Oh my God. Would you like a McBlowjob? I don't mind if I do. As long as it's not the dude back there doing it. All right. Moving along. We got some post-millennial. Portland State creates cotton candy-filled safe space to protect students from gender-critical activists.
Yes. Do you have any idea what this is about?
No.
Billboard Chris.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Portland State University issued a statement on Monday condemning gender-critical protesters coming to campus. They informed the community that the school will provide safe spaces for students to keep away from the anti-trans agitators. Those safe spaces for adult-age students will include cotton candy, coloring books, crafts, and temporary tattoos. Oh my God, that's what your tuition is paying, parents.
Yeah, you're turning your children to emotionally fragile toddlers. Good job. Well spent money.
PSU President Stephen Percy said in a statement. Oh, good God. Percy writes, recent headlines have pointed out that the anti-trans bills in the legislatures across the country have doubled since last year, with 469 bills introduced and 38 new laws on the books in 13 states. Many loud. All right, now, about these bills being introduced, a lot of times they're repetitive bills. A lot of times they are competing bills. It's the same thing, just different language that goes a little further here or less there. And most of them have to deal with, not mutilating children or keeping, let's call them what they are, pedophiles away from children.
You monster. I think you mean youth attracted persons.
Youth attracted persons, yes. Many loud voices. Is it me or is that even more disgusting than MAP?
Yeah, it is more disgusting.
Many loud voices have made no secret of their desire to target trans, non-binary, and gender-diverse people. Gender-diverse? I don't know if I've paid attention to that before.
That's when you have like a whole marketplace of crotches.
Jesus. That's going to be on my mind forever now. Thank you for that.
Jesus. Jesus.
These are bills that ban child sex changes, protect women's sports. I forgot that one. Males, interlopers, and designate women's sex segregated spaces such as bathrooms and locker rooms for female only.
Monsters.
One so-called anti-trans law in Kansas legally defines male and female according to biological reality. Those motherfuckers.
Sons of bitches.
Oh, good God. I mean,
Don't worry,
I'm
they
not.
have cotton candy.
Cotton candy for adults and coloring books.
Yeah, and
Look,
temporary tattoos.
I'm not gonna lie. I like coloring books.
Maybe
I
they'll.
enjoy coloring.
Are they gonna have face painting? Do you think? It was
Well, they got
today.
the
I did get a look at it.
they got the temporary tattoos, so probably they have little booths set up.
Yeah, and somebody could have a butterfly on their face while they're screaming fascist at Chris. Somebody stole his phone for like a minute and then threw it away when he grabbed their backpack. It was a whole day.
I'm hoping that the pushback is coming, Jack, because this stuff is stupid. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
It's got to, because there's too many kids getting diddled out of this.
But this does highlight a problem that we've seen. I mean, going back to when Trump is first inaugurated, or even running, where you have these goddamn children, man children and women children, adults, 18 plus, who their world gets just a little bit disrupted and they need fucking coloring books and puppies.
Yep. Because everything is ridiculous now.
I need my safe space. What about the women who want a safe space from your penis?
Those, you mean the bigots? They should have to look at that feminine penis. They should have to sleep with that feminine penis.
How about a safe space in the bathrooms for women? How about that?
Yeah, women with penises. You bigot. Monster.
We need our safe space. There's words over there. By the way, little girl, here's my penis. No, I look, man, I'm sure that they're not actually pedophiles. They're just walking around locker rooms with their dicks out in front of 8-year-olds because that's how a woman would act if they had a dick.
Because they got the feminine blue balls.
It's just a really giant clitoris.
Yes, if you would stop seeing it as a weapon of male dominance and see it for what it is, the elegance of the female penis, you would understand what they're going through.
USP says unisex bathrooms, problem solved. No. That doesn't solve the problem. That gives in to the morons. We solve the problem easily. Men go to the men's room. Women go to the women's room. There you go. It's really easy. We spent most of our time. Let's see. This country's what? 250 odd years old now, Jack? 240 years old?
Something like that.
Never had to have a question about which bathroom we use until the last 5 or 6 years. There wasn't a problem. There's no problem. We can solve the problem by just telling these morons to shut the fuck up. Go in the bathroom you belong in. There you go. Keep your dick away from women when they're peeing.
And children.
Well, yeah, children. There ain't no reason for you to be doing this shit. And I've heard the unisex argument before. I didn't mean to jump on you there, but no, that is giving in. We don't need to do that. They can
give an inch to take a mile.
Go back to peeing where you're supposed to pee. Leave women alone when they're trying to go to the bathroom. Jesus. I don't know why that became such a big thing for these people.
It's because somebody realized they could be around young people by going to changing rooms. That's really what it's about. The bathroom issue, really not as big as being in the changing room with someone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and look, if you're a passing trans person, you go into the bathroom, you go in the stall, nobody's ever going to know. Nobody's ever going to know. But that's not the issue. You have people now, guys, running around in dresses with a full beard. You know, I'm totally a woman. No, you're not. Shut up. Take your beard into the men's room where it belongs, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, it's sexual fetishes.
It is. They don't like us to talk about that. You're not supposed to say that they're little groomers and pedos, but why else do you need your dick around little girls? If you had your dick out in a fucking women's changing room 10 years ago, they'd have arrested you and been right.
Yep.
Now it's like, no, this is totally just inclusivity.
Now that cop would be charged with a hate crime.
Yep. Is this the Navy's Dylan Mulvaney moment? Drag performer Harpy Daniels is Navy's new digital ambassador.
You didn't see this,
fuck.
did you?
We're so getting taken over.
I'm telling you, dude, it's time to learn Mandarin.
Jesus Christ.
I'm shocked you didn't see this. I bitched about this a little bit on Twitter, but this has been all over.
I wasn't on very much the last couple of days.
That explains a lot, mister. But
Is
get ready
Retro-
for it, guys, because we're getting invaded. There's
Is
no
Retro
fucking
here?
way around it.
It's Retro's fault that I haven't been online much. He gave me a donation for my birthday over on Steam, and I spent it and got Gotham Knights.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been enjoying the shit out of that, and that's what I've been doing in my off time when I should be, getting ready for the show. He says, yeah, you got me Gotham Knights, so thank you. I appreciate it, my friend.
You hear that sound, Monkey? That's Matt Walsh shaking his head.
I know, and it is dark because it's a Batman game, so
Yeah.
it's dark. It's in Gotham.
You should play a video game with Jesus in it.
I should play Jesus Knights. But no, that's what I've been doing in my off time, and I pop onto Twitter. I have a problem with Twitter right now because there's no good way to get latest.
I know, it's annoying.
If you go to what is it? My followers or who I'm following or whatever the fuck it is. I don't get most of the people that I follow. In fact, I'm more likely to see a post from you if I go over to the other one, the one that says for you. But that post will be 5 or 6 or 8 hours old. Meanwhile, in my following tab, doing it that way, there's people in there I don't follow, and it's not a retweet, it's not a like that somebody did. They're just suddenly there. And it's not a promoted, because I understand all of those. But here's a post, and it's nobody I know, and it's some stupid shit I don't care about. Meanwhile, stuff that you post or anybody else I'm following, I just don't get to see it. Ugh. I hate it.
Understandable.
Elon, fix that shit, man. Fix it. You're ruining my Twitter. Anyway, drag performer Harpy Daniels is Navy's new digital ambassador in a bid to boost recruitment that's set to fall short by 8,000. Did they not learn from the Army?
No, nobody's learned because these are quotas they have to fill. They have to have so much percentage of this nonsense.
Well, this is my problem, is that they do need to fill their quotas, but when it came to the Army, they released this ridiculous, what was the name of that, Emily? This stupid ass ad where I'm going to be a good soldier because I went to pride parades with my lesbian moms.
Yeah.
And recruitment tanked. I'm tired of explaining to these people how to do their advertising job. America. You put all kinds of cool looking shit that the Navy has. You put the Raptors and the aircraft carriers and the submarines and just thumping music with Go America. And that's how you get people to sign up.
Masculinity and pro-America? Monkey, I think we have some problems here.
It's not much different than how you sell beer, except for you don't show beer and titties. Just America. That's how you do it.
You could.
The ads when we were kids, man, it made it like, yeah, I want to go fucking join the Army. That shit looks cool as shit.
Yeah.
Get to play with all that stuff. Oh, hell yeah. Let me fire them big rockets off. But that's how you get people to sign up. You don't get them signed up by by the way, guys, it's just so inclusive here. It is.
You'll be trapped on the ship with this thing lurking around somewhere.
You're going to be trapped with the trap.
Ready to show you its feminine penis.
All right. Let's hit at least the bullet points. Yeoman Second Class Joshua Kelly, whose stage name is Harpy Daniels. Is that in reference to Stormy?
I would put money on it. I don't remember if it says in the article.
Announced he would
my
be
eyes were rolling too much.
Announced he would be the Navy's first digital ambassador. The program was part of the Navy's efforts to reach a wide range of potential candidates as it seeks to recruit more Gen Z sailors. Hey, Navy guys, This isn't doing any good for the people who think maybe you're gay for going on 6-month cruises with only guys.
Come on, monkey. Being on a boat with those guys would be fabulous.
Authorities say the Navy is still expected to fall 8,000 short of its recruitment goals for the year. I bet it doubles that.
Yeah, I bet it's going to really tank now. Which sucks. Navy's got some cool equipment and all that, but this is not helpful.
Faithless says, you man, not yeoman. Oh my God. The United States Navy's turned to a drag performer in its efforts to reach younger recruits. I can't believe that's a sentence I just read.
I'm horrified, but I knew you were a Navy brat, so I thought you'd want to get the update. I figured you'd already seen this.
My father's rolling in his grave. Why do they not get how to sell this?
Because they're blinded by ideology, and this is what they think people want.
You want to get
I think they're intentionally trying to get us to lose a war.
You want to get Gen Z on board? I'm going to help you. For real. Besides the America shit. And this is very specific to Gen Z. Show them all the computer-related shit that the Navy does now.
Yeah.
Show them all the cool fucking gadgets and shit. We love gadgets. I'm not... you and I grew up loving gadgets. Our parents loved gadgets. Gadgets are just cool. And no group of humans has ever been more gadget-focused than Gen Z. Because they literally came up with nothing but gadgets.
Show them flying drones and shit.
Yeah. I don't understand how they're this stupid. I don't even care. I don't even care that they have a drag performer. If I thought that was going to increase their things, by all means, fucking do it. I don't care. But it's not. This is just going to make people go, hey, the kind of people who would join the Navy be like, I ain't fucking doing that. I'm going to go join the Marines where the men are. Or at least for a little while.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of this is intentional. They want our numbers to fall. They want to make the military smaller. And by doing it this way, then it's like they can say, well, there's just not that much interested in it anymore. And then they can slash the budgets, and then eventually we open ourselves up.
They still have to hit their quotas, though. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you can reduce the number of people you want in without doing this.
It could, but then that would make it obvious. This is supposed to be subvertive, monkey. These are people that hate the country that are doing this stuff. They don't want it to be obvious.
I that's a little too conspiratorial minded for me. I'm not saying you're wrong. It just, for me, I think it's just the woke nonsense, and they're too goddamn stupid to pay attention to what's actually happening.
I hope you're right, but
I hope you're not.
I know. The more this goes on, though, the more we see the level of what looks like incompetence starts to look more and more like they're just allowing things to happen.
Yeah, I get what you're getting at. The Army is one where I gives me hope in a weird way, because while they didn't quite go back to be all that you can be, they do seem to have seen a little bit of their error with the "I have two mommies" ad. Maybe not enough, but it does look like they were like, okay, maybe we made a little bit of a mistake there. We got to ease the gay in. You can't just ram that dick in there.
No, you got to lube that butthole up first.
You got to lube it up, let it get used to it for a little bit. Maybe stretch it out with a finger or two first. You don't want to just dry rub that shit. Dry rub that shit. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
You.
I a little bit for dry rub that. Yeah, that was a little bad, because that gave me a visual. All right, let's move along in the Navy. Right, lots of Village People references on that one.
There were some very good Village People gifts going around too.
Rightly so. Rightly so. Uh-oh. Do we have another balloon in our midst? Right. The U.S. military is tracking a balloon over the Pacific heading for Mexico. Oh, are the Chinese trying to figure out how to be a little bit better at the drug trade?
Probably.
The U.S. military is reportedly tracking a balloon that flew over Hawaii. I'm stopping right there.
Yeah, that's good because the next article actually goes into a little bit more about that one.
Why in God's name was a balloon allowed to fly over Hawaii?
Because Joe Biden's bought and paid for by the Chicoms.
I know it's been a while, but Joe Biden was actually alive at the time. Maybe he just missed it. I don't know if you remember, Jack, but December 7th, 1941.
Oh, that was the day that'll live in infamy because Pearl Harbor got attacked.
Fuck. Our Pacific Fleet resides in what? San Diego, Pearl Harbor, and are they still in Seattle or up near Seattle?
I don't know. I think they do maneuvers up there, but I don't know if they still have anything up there. I'm too lazy to look it up.
We've gotten rid of most of our bases that we picked up during the Cold War, during World War II and the Cold War over in Asia. So our staging point for any long distance Pacific thing is still always going to be Hawaii. It's kind of important. Why in the fuck? You guys, you had to have seen that balloon coming. Why the fuck was it allowed to go over U.S. soil?
Because they don't care. As long as the public isn't talking about it, they're not going to do anything. Remember, they didn't do shit about the last one until people started getting pissy about it.
And you can't tell me, oh, well, we couldn't shoot it down. It was over the Pacific fucking Ocean. It wouldn't have hit anybody.
Well, they watched them launch it, too. It's not like this was a secret to anyone. So now they're doing it again.
I fucking hate our government. I really do.
I hate their level of bureaucracy because it creates incompetence and it breeds unaccountability.
I hear you on that, but this is nothing to do with bureaucracy. He's the president of the United States. Hey, president, there's another balloon. Shoot it down. The end.
Yeah,
you see another balloon,
but Hunter needed a job and there was a painting for sale.
You are the president of the United States. If there is a balloon coming from China, it gets near our borders, shoot it the fuck down. Period. End of story.
Sounds like somebody's a racist, xenophobe.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That balloon was just like, hello, and you're like, bang, bang, bang.
Oh my God. How the fuck does this keep happening?
Because we have idiots that run things and they're delusional and they're more afraid of being called xenophobic than they are about protecting our borders.
If we had to do any kind of real mission in China, we pretty much have to go through Pearl Harbor or through Hawaii. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of other little stations we have around, but that's it. And that's why they wanted to knock that out in World War II, Jack.
Oh, yeah, they thought the U.S. would just capitulate then.
It takes out the U.S. Navy. Even with having some ships still over, on the West Coast there, it's a long time to get to the battlefield.
Yeah. And now they could analyze combat readiness and response time, and they realized that, hey, we could just drop a small tactical nuke with one of these balloons and nobody will do shit about it.
Jeff says, Monk, those missiles are 500K, damn it. And you know what? It'd be well spent. For once, our money would be well spent.
Well, they could just shoot them down with bullets, but they didn't.
I have no problem if they send a Tomahawk after the fucker. At least it's not that asshole Zelensky doing it.
Oh, well, did you see what happened at the Kremlin today?
Hey, should I not laugh at that?
I maintain that's probably a false flag.
Yeah. Do you have an article on that?
Yeah, I do.
Can you grab that? We'll do this one real fast just to get on this the balloon, and then we'll talk about Putin saying, well, it wasn't Putin, it was Medvedev, the dude who was there before Putin, who came out and like, yeah, we got to take out Zelensky. Like, ooh. And I heard a whole bunch of people going like, oh, isn't that what they've been trying to do? No. If they were trying to take out Zelensky, he'd be dead.
Oh, a long time ago.
All right, real quick, let's hit this. U.S. tracking another mysterious balloon first spotted over Hawaii. The United States Department of Defense is tracking another mysterious balloon initially spotted over in the airspace over Hawaii. Now, I want to talk about this real fast too. When the first balloon blew up, see what I did there? A few months ago, several other balloons started popping up, and they're like, some of these were civilian. I don't care. This was going on, and you decided to put up a balloon during all this nonsense about an actual Chinese balloon, and they shot your shit down. Good. That's what you get, dumbass.
What's really interesting is, although people have said it might be their balloon, there's no evidence it was, because the wreckage apparently has either never been collected or they haven't revealed what they collected.
Sure. And my point being with this one, even if this was like, I don't know what the closest to, say, China is of the Hawaiian Islands, but some asshole there released a weather balloon, shoot it down. Just that's fine. I'm okay with it. There's proper channels you can go through for like, yeah, we're big ass balloon for weather purposes.
Yeah.
This shit's going on. Make a big deal out of it. Hey, we're launching a balloon today, so people know. And otherwise, I'm all for the U.S. shooting it down, because the Chinese have gone old school on us, and they're using fucking balloons with solar panels now.
Yeah, and they're maneuverable. So this is way more advanced, shockingly, than what the Japanese threw at us during World War II, which we went over that on a stream. So yeah, this is not exactly a new warfare technique or spying technique.
Thank you, Keldrick said, if we destroy the balloon with a tomahawk, I think that would give China something to think about next time they send a balloon. Alas, our government takes rectal supplements from China.
Yep.
A nice protein injection from China.
By the way, I heard an interesting thing today that 17 key ingredients in medications are made almost exclusively in China.
Yeah.
It's not just that they manufacture most of our medications, it's that they produce all the ingredients too.
Yep.
So might want to stock up on your meds, people.
Well, hell, there's so much stuff. Well, guys, there's a balloon in Hawaii. We'll discuss it another time. There's a ton of things these days that you'll see made in America, except it doesn't say that anymore. It says assembled in America from parts made in China.
Yeah.
The Chinese control most of our markets for a lot of basic stuff.
Yeah, it's disturbing. Real quick, thank you, Frosted Glass. Biden's inability to stop a damn balloon just reminds me of the most prescient take on politics from the last 25 years. The dicks, the pussies, and the assholes speech from Team America.
Yes.
Trump was a dick, but he fucked assholes, and now we have Joey the pussy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually a really good analogy there. I love that speech in Team America.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Accurate.
Okay. Russia threatens nuclear retaliation after accusing Ukraine of trying to assassinate Putin with a drone strike on the Kremlin.
What's a drone?
A drone strike. Cheese has taught me that.
Oh, well, as long as you learned it from cheese sauce.
It's a cheeses drone. Russia threatened nuclear revenge today after accusing Ukraine of trying to assassinate Putin. Footage showed a flying object exploding in flames overnight above the fortress in central Moscow, where the president has his office and an apartment. So you think this is false flag?
I think it could be. I'm on the fence because there's so much bullshit propaganda coming out of this war. It's literally a coin toss to me at this point. But it would not surprise me if the Russians are using this as an excuse to go harder on Ukraine just to get the stupid fucking war over with.
Here's why I could believe it was okay. I don't believe it was Zelensky at all. If it really was an attempt on Putin, it was us.
Yeah, but this is a lazy, pathetic attempt at an assassination that makes Bay of Pigs look fucking well planned. So I don't think this was like, this looks amateur hour to me. So I'd be more inclined to think it was like some Ukrainian separatists that live in Russia.
Yeah, Faithless, I'm with you. He says, do they need an excuse? CIA.
Yeah, that's
It
fair.
would be in the CIA's best interest if they are going to actually attempt to kill him to make it look amateurish, so it's not back on them. Yeah, no, that was just that was just the Ukrainians. We would be much better at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just think this is inept. Because if it was the CIA, at least there's a chance it would work. But this is really Bay of Pigs level fuck up if it is the CIA.
It accurately hit the spire at the top of the Kremlin, probably Russian. Zelensky has made no secret about wanting Putin gone. He has also fired into Russia, even though he's denied doing it. He's been caught.
Yeah. He also attacked Poland, remember?
He attacked Poland, yes. He attacked Poland, and they immediately blamed the Russians, and they goddamn well knew it was them.
Of course they did.
Maybe, Jack, it was the Ukrainians with CIA backing. Bay of Pigs. There you go.
Yeah. See, I could buy that, but I don't think Zelensky has the capability to do this without assistance.
He doesn't have the ability to do anything without assistance. He's a fucking actor, for fuck's sake.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the technical know-how just isn't there. They don't have the intelligence. But if there were like some Ukrainians that lived in Moscow, I could see them trying something, just as like revenge, independent of a government body. But the CIA, yeah, I can see it, I guess.
Look, we already hit the Nord Stream. They keep denying that bullshit. There's no other country that could have pulled that off. Anyhow, Putin, 70, was not inside at the time and was not injured. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky today denied his country had attacked Russia or Putin. I don't believe you. I would believe you a lot more if you hadn't already been caught attacking Russia before. All right.
His response was, "It's a debate.
It's a debate," and not just defensively, like Sideshow Bob there told us. No, that was Chucky who told us that just defensive weapons, right?
Yeah.
Did you see Megyn Kelly went after her?
No.
Yeah, it said that all she wanted, that she was just somebody who wanted to be famous on cable news. Anyhow, it was clearly Uganda. You know what? It was probably Uganda who blew up the Nord Stream. You're right, BB. I can see as an attempt by Biden to provoke a response. There's a lot of things it could be. I just don't think it was the Russians. I don't think the Russians would have put it that close to the Kremlin.
Oh, I could see them doing it. The Russians are ruthless. That's why I'm on the fence on this one, man. I really don't know what to think.
I mean, this is all conjecture, guys, because we don't know, and we probably won't know for a little while. But here's my problem, Jack. All right. Nord Stream happens. They immediately blame Russia. It's just a false flag. We helped them track and kill generals of theirs. We helped them blow up the Russian flagship. Zelensky has gone to everybody across the world trying to get us involved in his war, and specifically saying Putin must go. You know who else said that?
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah. You know who else?
Biden.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Our own government are begging for a reason to go all in. Yeah.
Yeah. Because war is a good distraction for problems at home.
It's also a good moneymaker.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of money.
BlackRock needs some new money. No, I could see the reason I say that the Russians might have done this is because there's a lot of internal strife in Russia that it's anti-war for this. They're kind of sick of this shit. I could see them doing that by attacking an icon of the Soviet Union, the Kremlin. I'm sorry, the Russian Federation.
The Russians, yeah.
Destroying part of that and saying, "Look what they did to us," and using it as a rallying point because it's an insult to their national pride.
I could see that too. Look, this is one of those where almost like the one before, where we disagree, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, we're just coming at it from different angles.
You make excellent fucking points. Excellent points.
As do you. But it's just a matter of perception. We're not going to know for a long time. Until, because we're going to be fighting off super mutants here shortly.
Look, we both agree that Zelensky's a shitbag.
Oh, yeah. So Russia. So's Biden.
I think I hate Zelensky more than you do.
That's quite possible.
Yeah. And fuck Putin, guys. Nobody here backs Putin. Fuck that guy. He is a danger to the world. He just absolutely is.
I, for one, am fond of our future Russian overlords. I do not know what this comrade is speaking of.
I think they would have let it do some real damage if it was self-inflicted. Yeah, that especially for the nationalistic part of it, I think you have to do a little bit more damage there. But either way,
these are drunks.
Either way, I mean, this does give the Russians a pretense to actually try to take out Zelensky, because this would have been an attempt on Putin.
Yeah. Yeah, they could use it as an excuse, whether they did it or not. And now they can escalate. He's talking nukes now. They have a reason to go in and carpet bomb cities, shit like this, stuff they hadn't done before.
Every time something happens, we hear, "Oh, the Russians said nukes." I don't think that they're even close to doing. They could kill Zelensky with a fucking drone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think what we're probably going to see is more of the carpet bombing thing.
Probably. I think they're going to get their Air Force more involved. The important thing is to talk a big game and then you shift the over to the windows, so moderate expectations. We didn't really mean that. We're just going to do this, and it doesn't look as bad then.
No, yeah, you're right. But the smart thing to do here is to find a way to end the war. Period. That's it. Because just escalating, the longer it goes on, the more likely NATO gets dragged into it.
Yeah, and if they take out Zelensky, I think they send a very strong message that they're not fucking around anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you keep accusing them of blowing up hospitals that you guys conveniently are stationed in and just happen to get the footage from the ground. You think with that already hanging over his head, he's not going to actually start bombing your cities? When he was on the door of Kiev, knocking, and decided to turn around and go fuck with the East instead, he didn't blow up Kiev. He could have. For all that, their tanks got stuck. They were right fucking there. And they were put on hold because what they were trying to do is get, what's his name? The boxer, the mayor over there, to just give in. And
yeah, they were trying to send a message and intimidate him.
Yeah. And what they wanted him to do is just do, all right, come on in. And when that didn't work, they turned around and went back to go fight in the Donbass. If they wanted to, they could have fucking flattened Kiev.
Yeah, because we haven't seen that much out of the Russian Air Force.
And at the time, they didn't have all of the defensive weapons from the U.S.
Yeah.
They didn't have all the Stingers and shit that they have now. He could have absolutely flattened them. It's not what he's trying to do. Because nobody wants to take over a region that you have to completely rebuild.
Oh, God, what a fucking nightmare.
Anyhow, Jack, we're going to wrap up here. I got some ghost hunting to do.
Okay. Can we do the other video?
Yeah.
So
Almost like all they ever wanted was a Dunboss, like they said they wanted. Well, when they first went in, even I thought that they were probably trying for all of that, but it became immediate apparent what they wanted. Anyhow, is this a TikTok one here from Paulinapa?
No, down.
That's
That's related to a story. Don't
the Twitter one.
That. Yeah, the Twitter one.
All right.
We're going out on a low note, guys. I'm gonna ruin your dinners.
No.
That didn't take long.
Oh, this better not be as stupid as I think it is.
Oh, it's even dumber than you think.
All right. What we have here is what to me looks like a trans person with a box of tampons.
That's a mousey in a telescope, good sir.
That they have no reason to hold unless they're buying for some woman in their life.
Yeah, themselves.
Did you not see South Park? Bleeding out of your ass is not normal. Don't get a tampon.
The kind she likes, and I'm gonna go pay for them now. This is definitely one of those things I never thought I'd ever do in my life. Okay, so I'm back home, and I'm about to insert one, but
No. Jack?
Monkey.
This is a dude, right?
This is a stunning and brave trans woman.
Okay, biological male.
Yes.
They just told us they're about to insert a tampon.
Yes. Because that's what women do.
All right.
They stick mouses and telescopes in their hoo-has.
We are literally living in a South Park episode.
Oh, no. South Park's funny.
This is Mr. Garrison. When am I going to get my period?
a couple things. One is, from what I've been told, taking a tampon out of a dry vagina really isn't something that's advisable.
Why do you have a tampon in a dry vagina? Why?
An inverted penis. But also, just wait till you see what she's gonna use.
No.
Yeah, loop that shit up, right?
We're only 17 seconds. It's a minute and 34.
Yeah, I had a hard time getting through this one on my own.
You know what? Me and Jack have disagreed twice tonight, and it was all in love. But right now, I hate this motherfucker.
I know. You're going to really hate me in about 30 seconds.
God damn it.
In order to prevent that, what I've decided to do is basically lube myself up a little. And what I'm using is a little trusty Coke.
What? All right.
Coconut oil. Now, this thing is a miracle product. I don't know if you guys have ever used this. Put a pretty generous amount of it inside me, and I'm hoping that'll keep things from getting sticky and dry. I know we're...
Don't put a tampon in there. There's no reason to. I'm assuming this person has had bottom surgery.
Yes. BB said, oh, fuck no, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I understand.
All right.
We're getting way into TMI here, but hey, if you watch this far, you might as well watch the rest. I'm going to read the back to see what it says. Smooth finish for added comfort. Well, I certainly hope so. Sure grip applicator. We want to have a sure grip. That's.
Did you read the part where it's for menstruation?
Apparently not. Oh, hey, real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Russia wants to direct control of Donbass and put their own puppet in control of Ukraine instead of the American puppet that is Zelensky. This is clear in their first peace offer. They want another puppet state as a barrier. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, you ask for a lot and settle for a little. So how serious they are about that, I don't know. I think they're getting more serious by the hour, though.
For sure. Tampons are associated with toxic shock syndrome. To prevent TSS, I think it's probably advisable I don't keep it inside me for too long.
I hate this person.
Yeah, this person's an idiot. Like, obviously doesn't understand what tampons are used for.
Trans ladies out there, tampons have an actual purpose. It's not just being a woman and, oh, I get to shove this thing in me. You're a trans woman. You have to put in those dilators anyway. Just pretend that's your tampon for the day. You should not be doing this. You should not be doing this.
Hey. So I'm assuming you kind of put this up inside you, and then you push with this to kind of inject it into yourself, and then you pull the cardboard out. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, okay. I just figured out something. Oh my god. I did it!
Yay!
Oh God. This is one of those times I wish I had a camera, because I know I'm being silent. And I wish you guys could see my face right. Comrade Kitty, thank you. It put the coconut oil in the vag, or else it drags.
Like, tell me you don't know anything about women's reproductive systems, and you're just guessing.
Okay. And if you ever wonder if you can feel it up inside you, yeah, I can definitely feel it up inside me. Woo. It's a kind of a feeling of fullness in a way I've kind of never experienced before. It's really weird.
Are you not using your dilators, lady?
Yeah.
Slightly uncomfortable. Okay, so I'm going to leave it in a couple hours, and I don't know, maybe do jumping jacks, yoga, the kind.
But why? But why?
Because you could go horseback riding and shit with one.
Oh, right. Now you can go to the pool.
Yeah.
Careful with that toxic shock syndrome. Oh my God.
I saw it, so all of you had to as well.
We've seen on YouTube videos and stuff, you know, the trans period stuff, like where they fake blood and talk about how they might buy tampons and stuff. We've never actually had to see one of them do it.
Which is exactly why I had to share this. And I was traumatized and wanted a support group. So it's like the Ring video. You know, you're obligated to show somebody else so that you don't die with the secret.
If you don't have a period, you don't need tampons. You I get that they're delusional, Jack, okay? But this is, you need to be in an asylum delusional.
Yes, this is just like the period cramp thing. You're not experiencing something you can't physically experience. I'm sorry. And you don't need a tampon because you're not shedding your menstrual lining. This person is just basically masturbating with this thing. Just shoving it up there for the sake of shoving it up there. There's no real point to it other than you're doing it.
It's literally Mr. Garrison. It's literally, when am I getting my period? Remember when he was gonna get an abortion because he hadn't had his period yet?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But that doctor actually explained things to Garrison.
You know, I'm very curious because they said I've never felt this full before. What about when you actually had the normal stuff that went in that hole that you put in yourself for no reason? You didn't feel full because it's just how you're supposed to feel. You fucking weirdo.
So
people like this give people with gender dysphoria a bad name.
Oh, absolutely.
It turned into a joke.
Yeah, it's total slap in the face, and they're hurting the reputation of actual trans people. So this is ridiculous. But next time you hear a woman say that, you know, she needs a tampon, just be like, "Oh, you need to feel full."
Yeah, I've never felt this full before. You know, that sounds like some porn shit.
It does. It does. Like, Oh, Mr. Jones, I've never felt this full.
Yeah.
But
Fucking
you know,
degenerate. Him,
thank
not
you.
you.
Well, either way. Thank you, Dixie Rose, for that feminist donation. I'd love to be in the ER when he explains what he was doing. Yeah, that's a really good point. Or you'd hear, "Mom."
Oh my God. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up on that disturbing video. We should not be entertaining this shit. It's not good for us as a society to be entertaining this stupid shit.
Yeah.
And as I showed earlier with the Scientific American, it's not just some idiot on TikTok putting a tampon in their axe wound. It's not. They're actually, science is being affected by this, and it's got to stop. It just has to.
Well, and the more we see stuff like this, the more people are convinced that is how they have to act, and that's something they need to do, and people are going to get hurt. People are making life-altering decisions based on dumb shit they saw on the internet.
Why do they always go with tampons? Why not a maxi pad?
I don't know.
Hmm.
See the new maxi underwear they have?
No.
Oh yeah, they have this special underwear for your special times, so
I
you can
bet-
like free bleed into it.
Haven't they had that for like a while?
I don't know. I just saw the commercials for it. I'm like, that's weird. I don't want to see this.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are awesome. It really does help us out. We appreciate it. You guys keep the show going, and we appreciate it. We'd still do the show even if we couldn't make money off of it, but at least this way we actually get to eat too, Jack.
I like eating. I'm fat.
Me too. Anything you want to shell out?
I'll drop a link in the chat. As always, thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome, and you guys just keep us going. It's much appreciated. I can eat tomorrow. Like Dixie Rose gave us that feminist donation. That was really nice of you. It's a good way to wrap up the show. But you guys are awesome, and stay sexy out there. Do something exciting.
Jeff asks us when we'll do the Horde Night. Not tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing Phasma. We'll do the next video, the next stream after tonight's will be our Horde Night over there on the 7 days playthrough. Tonight is going to be me and Bubba doing some normalized Phasmophobia. We talked last night about giving ourselves a challenge at the beginning of some of the shows, and maybe we'll do that tonight, where we just make one a little more difficult before we just go back to nightmare mode. But twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Hopefully we'll see you there in maybe 20 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always.
I'm always glad to be here.
Guys, it's twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Come hang out. Thanks for showing up, and we love you. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Don't put a tampon in your giant fake pussy. It's just fucking weird.